Thank you. I now recognize my friend from North Carolina, Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to all of you on the panel. We apologize, several of us popping in and out, but involved in the judiciary markup at the same time. So, listen, I thank the chairman for having this hearing today. This is something that I think is of great interest to a lot of people, and certainly has been front and center of the news. I did have the privilege, even though I didn't hear all of the opening testimonies, to read your written testimonies that were submitted ahead of time. And Mr. Mornoff, in your written testimony, you mentioned how many institutions were continuing race-based scholarship. So I want to ask you, does Title VI of the Civil Rights Act allow institutions to maintain scholarships or other programs explicitly based on race?
No.
So would you agree that Congress has not only the authority, but also the responsibility to ensure that our public institutions receiving federal funds are not engaged in activities that violate civil rights law or constitutional protections?
Yes.
You see, I think it's clear that we need to take a long, hard look at the use of federal funds at these schools to make sure that civil rights laws are being upheld. And Mrs. Mukherjee, did I pronounce that correctly? Proponents of DEI say that a range of educational benefits can only come from a, quote, diverse student body. Do you agree with that statement?
Thank you for the question, Congressman. I'd like to first point out that the educational benefits of diversity that have over time been cited in Supreme Court cases that deal with this issue, such as cross-racial understanding, the breaking down of stereotypes. The Supreme Court, that was in the Grutter decision, the Supreme Court much more recently in Students for Fair Admissions has said that such benefits can be considered broadly in the context of higher education overall as amorphous. And because they are amorphous, it's not easy to measure them. They're not measurable or subjected to judicial scrutiny. So when you're engaging in something as pernicious as discriminating on the basis of race, either in favor of certain races or in opposition to certain races, such as whites and Asians, as Supreme Court litigation has borne out, you need to make sure that these supposed benefits of diversity are specifically tied through your use of race-based discrimination, the means, and are specific to the university at hand. So for example, Harvard, Yale, UNC, Princeton would have to do their own studies showing specifically that somehow penalizing Asian American and white students in admissions has led to, for example, something like increased test scores, and they have not done so. So there are these amorphous benefits of diversity, but in order for them to be within the bounds of what is legal and viewed as legal by the Supreme Court, they have to be very specific and tied to a specific institution. Thank you.
Well, thank you. In fact, you answered my second question about DEI policies that did not actually provide these benefits. In fact, recently we've seen the tide begin to turn on DEI policies as schools figure out that they aren't helpful or popular. For example, just a year ago, the UNC system made the decision to save $17 million by eliminating 59 DEI positions. We need to see more schools follow suit, I believe. Mr. Chairman, with that, I'll yield back my time.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize my friend from Virginia, ranking member. I'm sorry, Mrs. Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Maselli, I'm sorry I came in late. We were at another meeting. You were indicating